Welcome back, folks. Our next guest is an extremely talented and funny comedian who is the star of his own show on the largest TV network in Canada, appropriately called The Ron James Show. Please welcome Ron James.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Bonnie. Nice to be here, folks. It's a little overwhelming, though, the planet these days, don't you find? Especially all these advances in computer technology for the consumer. I stepped into Best Buy the other day. I am way out of my depth in that store, folks. Huh? I was looking for a battery for my 4-year-old cell phone. Young clerk is gawking at it like I dug it up in the sands of Egypt. Where'd you get that, dude? On a dig with the British Museum in the Valley of the Kings. Do you know where the River Nile makes a lazy elbow twixt the crumbling pillars to Amenhotep? Whoa, dude, I'm never coming stone to work again. Look around, man. You can't just look around. A Best Buy. 15 minutes later, I'm marching out with a 72-inch Sony Plasma flat screen, a satellite dish, and a global positioning system. I've got 500 channels, can dry dock the Nimitz, but my cell phone's still broken. So he's showing me a new one the size of a silver ingot, and his thumb is blistering over the buttons at matrix speed. I'm looking at him thinking, I don't even have that muscle in my thumb. I haven't made the evolutionary leap yet. If this were the early days of planet Earth, I'd be that thing still swimming in the shallows eating plankton. While everything else has dropped their flippers for feet and is sprinting up the beach for coconuts. When did I become so useless? I've got 3 years of university, 52 years on planet Earth, and every book in my house is for dummies. What's going on? The future's come so fast, I'm getting whiplash. Seems like yesterday I was playing Pac-Man. Suddenly I'm sitting in front of a blacked-out Macintosh LC520 with a RAM jam. Screen's gone black, and I didn't save it. And don't listen to that voice in your head that says, oh, fix it yourself. Because 30 seconds into that owner's manual, you'll be swearing like a Tourette's victim locked out of the quilting bee. So I get on the helpline. I got the suicide line in the left ear. 45 minutes I'm hold, listening to some odious Muzak from the fifth ring of hell. Smoke in the water on clarinet. Guy finally picks up. He says, is your problem digital or analog? Pardon me, but I don't have my PhD in geek. Front cover to Wired magazine 7 months ago said, forget everything you ever knew. I must be ahead of the pack because I knew squat to begin with. Go down to the computer shop, right, being run by some 17-year-old wizard. Splits the atom on his lunch break when he's not cyber stalking the rear end of Paris Hilton. Said, my computer's broken. He said, no wonder, that's a Macintosh LC520. That's old. Old? No, a Model T Ford is old. Benjamin Franklin's printing press. Old. The sandals of the Savior. Old. Purchased 5 years ago for $4,700, fairly new. He says, what system are you using? I said, 7.3. He said, you need 7.6. I said, good, give it to me, I'll buy it. He said, oh, I can't sell it to you. I said, why not? He said, discontinued. I went De Niro on him. You, my friend, are dead. And he says, you got to get yourself a new desktop. They're only going for $2,700. Come with a 42-inch hard drive, 17.5-inch matrix screen, Voodoo chip, Pentium 3, IIXKHIEIECD, 558 megahertz, and you can up that to sip up, debby dingy 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 da. Whack 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 libbity histibbing. Suddenly occurred to me the world is run by people who told on me in math class. Not one of my best subjects in public school math, huh? I had an old school teacher. He used to phone your house if you made lower than 65 out of 100 on a math test. Many a dad be walking home and that test would be burning a hole in my pocket like the map on Bonanza. Any folks under 30 in the audience now can talk amongst themselves. My math marks could get my father's Newfoundland-born noggin spinning tomato head red off his shoulders and him sprouting profanities at me that'd rival Wordsworth for poetry. I kept flunking just to hear the alliteration. And shop class. Remember that public school rite of passage? There were guys in my class, too, like Bucky Lutley, 21 in grade 7, 3 kids of his own in grade 4. We're supposed to be making our mom's metal cookie sheets. Right, Bucky Lutley's constructing a hash pipe that Dr. Seuss would envy. I was little for a long time as a kid, though. 47 pounds till I was 15 years old, and 37 of that was my head. Right? Just a non-stop stuttering, bandy-legged, luminescent Celtic gonad. With a pedigree like that, was comedy even an option? When the circus came to town, Mom had to hide me. You get, he's special. Take the lady up the street. She's 5 years into menopause and has a nice goatee. Grab her. Mom tried to spook me into safety when I was little, huh? Especially during that savage winter in 1966 up in Canada when wolves were picking off stragglers at recess. Be careful walking home from school on the high snowbanks, Ronnie, because if you slip and fall under the car, they won't find you till they get the muffler fixed in spring. Ah. Sometimes I like to paint a picture with my words. We always went family camping as a kid, and that's when I met you and your countrymen for the first time back in 1969, when my father's annual 3-week parole from the airless towers of Ma Bell meant freedom for all, and that working man's Eaton's Truline tent trailer swayed on the hitch of his big Plymouth Fury 2 Detroit gas-guzzling land boat. Just the Bismarck of the highway, baby. Every time he filled up that gas tank, Saudi Arabia dropped 7 feet. Of course, we were camping in that trailer you weren't allowed to touch the canvas walls of when it was raining or it would leak. Stuck with me in a trailer with only 3 feet of floor space storing a 4-week downpour when I'm 12 years old. I was so fidgety, my father needed the Ritalin shot. Don't touch the canvas walls of that trailer when it's raining, Ronnie, or it's going to leak. Don't you touch the canvas walls of that trailer, you little bugger, or it's going to leak. Don't you touch the walls of that trailer. Now they call it ADHD. Back then they called it, hey, honey, I think there's something wrong with him. Thank you very much. God bless.